one day with the AYN THOR, and I have been really loving this device. It has replaced me using my headphones all the time to try to listen to a YouTube video while I'm playing on the Steam Deck. This device, for those kind of games that you don't really have to be 100% into it, like Dragon Quest games that there is a lot of grind, is definitely an amazing thing. You can listen, you can watch to your podcast and all of that. You can talk to Discord, whatever you want to do, you can do it. And I really have been loving the experience so far when it comes to using both of the screens, not just for 3DS, but for multiple different things. So another thing that I want to say, for yesterday's video, I mentioned that you have to tap on each screen and have to remember which one you tapped. That was wrong. And rightfully someone told me that I'm an idiot on the comments. And you can just tap on this thing here and you can make it be focus mode. And when you put top screen, that means that no matter what happens on the bottom screen, for example, I playing the Cyber Dopamine's video about the Legion go watch it, it's a pretty good video. And yeah, like I can control it with a touch screen, and I love this. You see, like you can just control with your hand the bottom, and the top is whatever you want it to be. For that reason, I chose specifically to use this front end, which is the Beacons launcher. And I like that it also has this purple thing that goes together, really aesthetically pleasing with all of this. And it looks pretty good. So for me, everything has been working perfectly with this specific front end. Every other front end that I had, that I used, all of them, they wouldn't play PlayStation 2. There was some weirdness with the ROMs, and other thing that I will encounter is sometimes PlayStation 1 games also wouldn't work, GameCube games wouldn't work. So I used all of the front ends. I was like out of options. But thankfully this one, the only one that wouldn't play was this specific here, DS. Now, what you can do cool thing with this emulator, with this front end, is that you can go here when you're preparing everything for scrape. If you want to learn how to use this, follow Retro Corp's guide about this. And when you go on here, you can use this special command while you are on the standard mode. I will make sure to include the command in the description and in the pinned comment. So if you get in this situation with this thing, you can just use this command, copy paste it from a Discord, like open Discord, copy paste it, or from whatever, like send it to yourself or an email, whatever you want to do. Just somehow copy and paste it in the Android thing. And when you put the command here, it will just work. Like for me, when I was on the standard file handling, it works perfectly fine now. Like if I press a game, it works. So I love also what they're doing here with this file structure. It feels like really cool to me, and it looks great. So let's just get away from here. And we're back to the front end. That's one of the cool things. You can go to the front end, and when you close the game, you're just back here, and you can see like all of your games. You have the ability to put even what was it? You can put even favorites, yeah. So you can have a favorites tabs and what you have active right now, I think, and all of that. I think it's pretty cool. And I have been using it a lot. I have been playing a lot of Dragon Quest 7, and when it comes to emulation, that's what I have been doing mostly. I have played a lot of other games just to test that it works, and it is working, so I'm really like happy for that. Now outside of that, we can just leave from here, and I want to talk about streaming. I have been enjoying streaming a lot with Moonlight. I can just go on here, press, and here I am. Oh, I never closed the game, okay. From before when I was streaming, so that is cool. Like you can just have your screen closed on your PC, and then it just works here with this. And you can still like watch the video while you are playing on the top, which I did today. I was playing 1 and 2 for a little bit, for like an hour. Beautiful game. It looks so beautiful on the big screen, and I have been enjoying it. No matter what connection I had in the house, even with one bar, the game looks beautiful, and it is fantastic. Now, to not really just abuse some TikTok thing about 2 videos and stuff. So yeah, like you have the 120 FPS mode. I will suggest that to keep on when you're streaming and when you're doing things that require more precise control, because you're definitely getting a better clarity and better input lag on the top image. So I've been using that mostly outside of me playing specifically something like a native Steam game. That is the only time that I will put this on high performance. Everything I always put on medium, and the fun I put it on smart when I'm emulating or when I'm doing this. And you can see here it's like 2 to 3 watts, maybe 4, on how much the usage goes. So if you want, you can even cut it farther if you go on here and you put to only top, and you can just have the top screen now, and you're saving resources, better battery there. And yeah, I have seen some things, but I prefer to use both of the screens. Now the thing is to remember, when you're doing this, when you open the screen again, you have to go again here and press focus top screen. That happens, the thing removes when you close the screen. But outside of that, everything else looks fantastic. One thing that I have to say is that you have to be a little bit mindful when you are in bed about this button over here. It very easily is being pressed because it is a clicky button. I wish they didn't do that. I wish they gave you some, like 1 second to hold it or something like that, or like just a little bit less than just a clicky button, to be a membrane button. Maybe that will be better. Anyway, when you press it, immediately it happens, and it's the same buttons as here. So that is not the greatest, especially when you are in bed and you're just looking at the screens. You can't see which buttons it is, so you maybe mispress it. One of the cool things here is that you can go and resume very fast, because the Android, even when it goes to sleep, it still uses internet connection. So nothing crazy. You don't have to wait like a minute to go again into Wi-Fi and all of that, like other devices, PlayStation Portal. So yeah, like this is pretty good. Pretty good. When it comes to streaming, especially your PC, it looks great. Now, I don't know if specifically the app called Artemis, Apollo and Artemis, that duo, if it's better for Android, but Moonlight for me so far, working pretty well. And yeah, when it comes to that, everything works pretty well. Let's check. Okay, this, when you put it to sleep, still holds the top screen focus. So it's only when you close the bottom screen by itself that it changes the focus here. So that is good to know. Okay, so we know now that this is working like this. Let me just exit the game. Yes, sir, I want to leave. And this is the ideal, because specifically this game just doesn't have an exit button. So when you go out in the desktop now, all you have to do is press select, start, R1 and R2, and you are out. And I will suggest to also do quit session. Usually that's helpful. You can look into Sunlight and Moonlight. There is a lot of stuff that you can make for all your game specific shortcuts. I'm pretty lazy, so I just put the big picture mode. So that is a very good app. I really love using that. Now, what else I wanted to show is Game Hub. Now, this one is a little bit finicky. I don't know if I would recommend it. I downloaded some games like Dragon Quest 3. This one plays okay, but I don't know if I would play it over here, because it's still, you have to use max of your resources. I have to put it on high performance, and the fun definitely on sports mode for this. It becomes a little bit audible, but it's not like the end of the world. If you have like audio, it definitely covers it above. But when you are for something like when you are at home or like at night, it can be this annoying little thing that you hear. That something like on the Switch and other like devices doesn't really happen, and especially doesn't happen below your fingers. So yeah, not the best. It just sounds like a little bit like a really low end powered vacuum. Actually, I'm overstating this. It doesn't sound like a vacuum. Just a, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it actually. It's just the exhaust is a little bit like a PC fan blowing out. I would guess. So you can go on here and you can just go from your save file that I had before. It still recognizes everything, so that is pretty cool. What happened here? I have a feeling that the save file did not hold up. Or did it? I can't tell. Yep. The save file got reset. Never mind. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, I guess the cloud saves on this one don't really work. I don't know why this worked, and yeah, this is weird. But anyway, this is what is happening on GameHub. Games work, but they don't have cloud saves, and the only game that had cloud save, I guess, was Hades 2, which Hades 2 plays pretty great on this. Let me just close this, and let's just go back to GameHub Lite. And let me go to play on Hades. Now, unfortunately, I want to say that this game doesn't work. Maybe compatibility gets better, and this game just came out, so maybe it will work better later. But for me right now, it doesn't, and that kind of sucks. But Hades works, and maybe because it has online thing, it doesn't have a problem. I start to see when the games are called here like how is verified for the Steam Deck. They have some kind of thing on this on the Game Hub as well, and it says if it's perfect graded, then it means that it's gonna play. That it's gonna play. It doesn't have like a standard that it's gonna play like 60 FPS. It has like it will play, and let's leave it at that. So yeah, there is that. Uh, you can look at other people's that they have like the Odin. The Odin uses the same chip as this one, so whatever options you use on the Odin, most likely they're gonna be useful for this one as well. And I think Hades, because they ported it also for the Switch and it works really well on the Steam Deck, they have configured it really well for devices that use less power than normal. So they go really low on wattages and we don't really have any issues. Now I'm noticing that the game doesn't want to launch and I think it may have crashed. Okay, so that is pretty much the thing that you have to know about this, and that's what I wanted to make the video about this part, because you may think that things gonna work, but sometimes they just don't. And if something starts not working, there is nothing really you can do about it. I tried game native, no matter what game, like any game that I made it work, it was performing really poorly. So please don't buy this device if you want to play specifically, that specific game from Steam. Like if you want to play Hades 2, don't buy this device to play Hades 2. At least not now. If things get better, sure, why not? But right now, I don't think it's on that stage yet. But it's a cool extra, right? It's like kind of like having a thing that you don't really play, but you're glad it's there, kind of. Like Wii U, for example. I'm not gonna play Wii U games, but it's cool that you can play them, kind of thing. So yeah, it seems like it's getting stuck or it's loading. Let's leave it for a moment. And to this point, I will just close the video. If you have any questions or anything like that about fixes and stuff like this, please let me know. Oh, one thing, because this is not going to work. One thing I wanted to say before I forget is that, where is it? 3DS. This game here, Fire Emblem Awakening, this game is obviously a really cool game, but you have this game leaving some weird trails, like a halo effect around the characters. In order to change this, and this is gonna be a thing in general, a lot of fixes are not gonna be happening from the settings itself, but it's gonna be cheats. And this cheat, I will also include the cheat in case you want to play Fire Emblem Awakening, because I found it to fix the ghosting. Now, many games have these ghosting issues. I don't know if you can fix all of the games, but at least the one that that I wanted to try, yeah, like that was a little bit problematic. But outside of that, the games play. At worst, on this emulator, if something doesn't play, just change the OpenGL to Vulkan and around. So far, some of the games for me on Vulkan, they give some weird dialog boxes, so I go OpenGL. And if I struggle on OpenGL for like something like Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, that game doesn't really play ball with that, so I just switch to Vulkan and it plays better. So yeah, those are my tips and whatever about learning a little bit more about the device, what you can expect when you are in this device. And I hope this helps you make a decision, or if you're stuck somewhere, to help you out. Don't hesitate to ask any questions in the comments. That's why I make these videos, and to also make conversation about this really cool hardware and software actually. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Goodbye.